Okay, welcome everyone to our team training. Today is the 20th of September
2017.
We're almost at 90-day game plan this weekend. There's quite a few of you who are coming along. I can't wait to meet you all, see you all and catch up and get excited about the next 90 days in our business. It's so good to see you girls all getting on our event and running the show and taking big parts, and you're all doing such an amazing job. I'm so thrilled about the amount of you who are stepping up and taking part. I think it's such an important part of our business, being a part of an event, stepping outside your comfort zone, always growing. I was listening to an awesome podcast today, actually. Eric Warre was sharing some wisdom around growing. I might post it up in our page actually and share that. But yeah, awesome to see that, girls. Don't forget about our challenge. It's almost the end of the month. It's coming up. Plenty of time still to get in all your Omega orders. Make sure you're contacting all of your customers, your already customers, and sharing with them about our amazing Omegas, and also learning yourself a bit more about them and what they do in our bodies and why they're so important for us, so that you can explain that to your customers when you contact them. And yeah, you know that the money's up for grabs there. Kira Adams putting $300. Is it $300? I think it is $300. Yep. Kira's doing $300 for her team. Brian and Fiona are doing $150. We're doing $100 for Omegas, plus also another $100 for general most customers in the team. So yeah, that's exciting. I can't wait to see who wins that. There's a few in the running. There's one in the lead at the moment. I just checked earlier. And there's quite a few that are still in the running to, we don't know who's going to win until the end. So, yeah, that's exciting. We've also got our Blitz happening that we run once a month. That will be happening next week. And that will be happening next week. So I'm thinking Thursday or Friday next week. It's right at the end of the month. It's a great time to do a Blitz and get those last few orders in for you. I mean, you can be doing a Blitz at any time. There's lots of blitzes in freestyle, and we've done a few now in our team even. So if you want to get on and do that any day, that's fine. But we will be doing one, and I've got to speak to the leaders and see who's available to come in. School holidays, we're all home today. There's Bonnie waving madly at you. Yeah, so jump on and be a part of our Blitz, please. We'll do a bit of a challenge. There'll be, a few gift cards up for the winnings as well. So yeah, jump on and be a part of that. It's always a fun day. I think that was all I was going to share. I didn't really have anything too much organised, but Bart does have some stuff that he's been looking at, and he wanted to share with you guys to help you with your journey. So I'll let you go for it, Bart.
Okay, cool. Hey, guys. I didn't want to take up too much of your time because I know how important time is. We've got 11 on here today, so that's awesome.
Just let me quickly, Jenna's just said Jenna's doing $100 voucher for her team as well, most customers. So that's exciting. Sorry, I just wanted to add that. Go for it.
Thanks, Dale. Okay, so I just wanted to touch base with you guys regarding a couple of topics today. One, promoting events. I thought promoting events would be kind of relevant, seeing as though we got 90-day game plan coming up at the end of the week. I know that 90-day game plan tickets are sold out. Actually, I think there are a few people I've noticed that are on selling their tickets that can't make it. So if you're not going, it would be a good idea to jump in the pages and try and find out who they are and try and get up here. Or if you can't do that, jump on the is it a live? It's a special link for the live?
Yes, live, but you've got to be available that day, and it might be available still the next day. So it's not like you can keep it and watch it whenever you want. You've got to be on that live. You've got to be ready and prepared, just like you were here with us. Sit down, have your paper out, get your teams together, make sure whoever's it's available for a week, I believe. Okay, that's awesome. 3, 2, 6, 7, 4, 9. You really need to name yourself. Casey. Thanks for that. That's awesome. So it's available for a week. There you go. Awesome. You can set, but make sure you set aside the time to actually do it. Don't just purchase it. Set aside a day to sit down and watch it. So that's good.
Yeah, that'd be cool if you could jump on and do that. Okay, so promoting events. Basically, regarding events, they're like meetings. There's 4 different types of meetings in network marketing. And in network marketing, everyone knows meetings make money. Right from the beginning, when we start our franchises, we jump straight in. We're doing one-on-one meetings. That's one of the types of meetings that we're doing. Those meetings are so important to get your foundations right from the beginning. Georgie, then you can have some of that cake. Yes. It's important to get those meetings started strong. Second is small group meetings, which is basically what we're doing now. We've got 12 people on here today, so we've got a small group. We're doing our training, and you guys are getting the verbiage and the things that you need to do, and taking them from us, like we've taken from our leaders, and getting out there and doing the do, which is awesome. Third is local events. Here on the Gold Coast, we have what we call a Thursday night event. To be honest, in the beginning, I thought the Thursday night event was a bit of an excuse for the ladies to go out and have a bit of a wine and a bit of a catch up. But I soon realised that after I took a couple of our prospects, that it's not like that. They're so important for people to see that there's other people. It's not just a fallacy. There's you in this business and you're trying to rip them off. But there are a whole heap of other people doing this, and they're legitimate people, and they've got their own stories, and stories are powerful, and people relate to that sort of stuff. So it's important to get to those events. If you guys, I'm not sure where some of you other guys are, if you guys aren't doing a local event, it might be an idea to have, if you want to step up and be a bit of a leader, it might be an idea to have a chat to your upline. And I know Brian and Adam like to go around and set up these events around the country, and they're looking for leaders to step up and take these events over. They're very powerful. That we call those a Thursday night event. So that local event's really powerful. And then we have the destination event, guys, and that is the event like 90-day game plan, or we have our Juice Plus National Conference, and then the International. We have Perth next year, and then we have Phoenix as well. And it's so cool that we get to go to these really cool places. We get to jump on a plane, stay in a hotel, be immersed in the industry, and that's how we really grow. We're close to the fire. And if you want to be a leader in this, you're going to be at these events. These events get you close to that fire, and you come away from these events making massive change in your business. Okay, Brian went over to an event in America last year. It was an Eric Warray event, and he had a private chat with Eric, and Eric said to him, look, mate, one thing that you need to know is events are so powerful. They're so important that each time you get one team member to a big event, like a destination event, it's on average, you're going to be making about $10,000 in your bank per annum on that one team member. And I know you guys are in this for the business because you're on training today and you guys want to make a little bit of money. Just keep that in the back of your mind. I know when Brian told me, I'm not great at maths, but I quickly realized if I'm getting 2, 3, 4, 5 people to a destination event, well, there's $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in our bank at the end of the year. And we're in this for the business, but we're also in it to help other people. But the beauty about this business, as you know, it's like a ripple effect. You can help other people that you may never even meet, which is awesome. But these destination events, you're going to get people telling you that the destination events aren't that important, that they're dead. All I can tell you is that those people aren't top earners in Juice Plus. I look at the likes of Linda and James and Adam and Kira and Brian and Fiona. These guys are at every single event. And what I know is I'm looking at the successful people and I'm going to be emulating exactly what they do. So Jody and I are at every event now. We will never miss an event. Okay, so that's just leading by example, and we would love to see you guys stepping up and doing the same thing for your team, is just leading by example, promoting events, getting people to events, okay? You may find that you get teamies that make excuses or they have objections. As a professional, it's important for us to understand how to overcome these. And one of those ways is to become like a consultant. A consultant will work through problems with their prospects and work through problems with their teamies and get solutions for them. Okay, and one way is to tell stories. And stories are really powerful. I remember when Adam and Kira told us their story in the beginning. They said, Adam had that bigger vision, and he booked their ticket to go down to the Juice Plus event. I think it was in either Melbourne or Sydney, and they couldn't afford to stay anywhere special, and they had to stay about 4 or 5 blocks away. And Kira was over it. She had to walk 4 or 5 blocks in the cold, and she didn't have that vision at that point. And Adam said to her, look, next year, babe, I promise you we will be staying at the hotel in a really fancy place, but this year we can't afford it. She got the vision while they were there, and she walked away, and she was on fire from that event. And I've seen other people do the same thing. I've seen Jenna come back from LA and just is on fire, and you can catch the vibe even through the screen. Like, it's a feeling that is undescribable. Okay, so these events are really important. If you want to make money in this business, get to events and get your team to events, okay, and lead by example. Okay, so that's enough on that. I think I've been waffling on a little bit too long on that one. But the second topic was helping your distributors start strong. Okay, that's a really important thing for us. Is starting you guys strong, because we understand that if somebody starts strong, the chance of them staying in the business goes up dramatically. Okay, and we want people to stay in this business and achieve their dreams and their goals. Okay, in the beginning we have a few private Facebook pages. As you know, we have Wellness Warriors and Freedom and Freestyle. For us, it was overwhelming. There's an abundance of information in the beginning. It was really overwhelming. So what Jody and I have done, with Wellness Warriors, we've deliberately left out quite a lot of that overwhelming information, and we've left in there the starter guide. Okay, and we just guide people to that, and I find that that's a little easier for when you're just getting started. And a part of the reason why we didn't put all the other stuff is we want our team to also have that connection with the bigger teams of Freedom and Freestyle as well. We don't want to pull anyone away from that. We want to be a part of the bigger team. Okay. The second thing I wanted to touch on was validation with your new prospect, or with your new teaming. Okay, it's important with that first meeting is to validate their reason for coming on to Juice Plus. Congratulate them, make them feel happy, give them positive reinforcement, tell them that you're proud of the change that they're making in themselves for trying the product and trying the business opportunity, and for the possible success that it's going to be for them and their family and the people around them that they touch. It'll only take a couple of minutes, but it's important to give them that positive reinforcement that's going to start your meeting off really strong. Another thing is setting expectations. It's very important, and I've seen it firsthand. When you set expectations with your teamies right from the beginning, you let them know that they have bought into a franchise and it's their franchise. And if they create success, that's awesome. And that success is 110% their success. But also, on the flip side, if they fail at this, they need to take responsibility for that. If they fail, it's their responsibility and that's it. But it's important to let them know that we're here to guide them in the beginning. We can't do the business for them. We're here to work with you, but not for you. Okay. And that is creating straight away a team environment, that team atmosphere, which is great for a newbie when they're starting out. Everything's overwhelming. And when you realize that you've got that environment of uplines wanting to help you and guide you and show you how to do this business, it goes a long way. but you don't want them to be too needy as well. So there is a fine line of letting them understand that they will need to create independence at a certain level in the business. Okay, you don't want a teamie that's you're mollycoddling all the time. You're spending so much time over here with this teamie, and you can't grow your team or help your other teams. They need to understand right from the beginning that they need to be independent as quickly as possible, and make that one of their goals. Maybe set that out in the beginning. Say, hey, let's set a date. This is what I think is achievable, and then you can work towards that goal. And then there's a getting started checklist, which I kind of covered right at the beginning with what's in our Wellness Warriors page and the free page in that file section. And I'll just read through you with that checklist. You guys can see that in there, but I'll just read it out. So we have, you can start by watching the game plan chat, and that's with Adam, which is awesome. Adam always explains everything in great detail, and he explains it really well. You're getting your first customers, launching your business, plugging into your training, and that's your live training like what you guys are doing. And if you guys can promote your teamies to getting onto live training as well. If obviously sometimes you can't get onto live all the time, but next best thing is recording. Training on your story, so important. Stories are powerful in this business. Okay, if you have a story, people aren't interested in you being interesting. They just want to hear your stories. Stop trying to dazzle everybody. People love stories, and that's a really big thing. Learn how to confidently engage with your prospects, and that is covered with GoPro. I posted a free book for GoPro up in the Wellness Warriors page this morning. If you guys haven't got your hands on that, it would be a good idea to jump on that opportunity while it's going free. So check in the Wellness Warriors discussion there. You'll see that. Time management, DMO, that's something that Jody and I struggled with in the beginning. Okay, we were overwhelmed and we struggled. We were really spending a lot of time on it and it was stressful. So it's important to do that DMO in the beginning. 30 and 30 grid, reading the JBT guide, how are we getting paid? I'll just check that before training, how we're getting paid. The link isn't working in our file section, so I'm going to have to go through that and check that out and fix that up. But there is a link. I'll get that up and running on how we get paid. I'm pretty sure Adam covers that too in the Start Strong as well. There's training on your VO, which is great. As you're kind of getting up through the levels with your VO, when you're getting up around the SC level, you want to start to understand a little bit more how that works. So if you can start doing that in the beginning and slowly work your way through that, that'd be awesome. And then the second last thing, you've got customer care, so important. I have my customers in an electronic calendar on my iPhone, so I get notifications. Every 3 weeks, I'll get in contact with one of my customers, okay? And what I do after each phone call, I actually just pop a little note in my phone, and I just, like one of my customers yesterday I spoke to, he's gone over to America for his daughter's wedding. So I was like, okay, cool, that's right. I was able to bring that up and create a bond. And then it's easier to upsell too. So we have our Amigas, so it's easier for me to say, hey, you've got that trust with me. Hey, have you thought about doing our Amigas? Did you know about them? And then I was able to talk to them about that. And then the last thing is just keep on learning through our private Facebook group pages. We've got so much information in Freestyle, Freedom, and Wellness Warriors. The group chats in Messenger are awesome, but the only thing I find with group chats is that when you want to find information, you're scrolling for ages. I love the search engine in Facebook. If I want to know something, I can quickly just, before I go and ask somebody, I'll just go straight into that search engine and I'll just do a quick search and I can find it. If I can't find it in Wellness Warriors, I'll look for it in Freedom or Freestyle. And usually I can find the answer pretty well straight away. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk to you guys about regarding training. We're just looking forward to seeing you guys if you're coming to 90-day game plan and hanging out at the party afterwards, which will be really cool. Is anyone going to that party afterwards? Okay. Yeah, I can see a couple of hands going up there. That's awesome. 3, yep, cool. Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to hanging out with you guys, and I think actually we're going to catch up with our team for a lunch, aren't we?
Yeah, I wanted to try and we might just be there anyway. I want to, on Friday, we've got the leadership. There's a few of us going to the leadership on the Friday, and I know there's a lot of you who won't be here yet on the Friday because you're coming for the Saturday. But if you're around on the Friday at lunchtime, I've got if you're not in the chat, please let your leaders know so they can add you in. I've got a group chat going for people who are going to the 90-day game plan, and we'll just put in there where we're going to go for lunch, and whoever wants to come along and meet up, just be a nice chance to sit quietly just with the team and hang out together, which we thought would be fun. So, yeah, we're wanting to do that probably around 12 o'clock because I can't remember what, maybe a bit before that. I'll put it in the chat anyway. We'll work that out.
Q&A?
Awesome.
You want to go questions?
So, yeah, if there's any questions,
Jenna's waving there.
We would love to answer them. Go for it, Jenna.
Thanks, guys. I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on coming to 90-day game plan for a teamie who can't get there when it starts. She could possibly come, I don't know, maybe by lunchtime, if not a little bit before. Do you think it's worth it?
I reckon it is.
Definitely.
I reckon even 2 hours there, you'd be more inspired than not going at all. You'd be around people there. You'd be able to then go along to the party afterwards if you wanted to. Definitely. I think even if you can get there for half a day, it's worth being there live in person.
Definitely.
Yep. Definitely. Thanks, guys.
No worries. Anyone else have anything that they wanted to ask? Hang on, let me freestyle. Great stuff. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to come off mute. What is Jenna? Yeah. Hands down. Do with the masses, die with the masses. Think I would rather do what the extraordinary do. Jenna, you've got some awesome wording, I'll bet, from your UPW experience. Some great little quotes that you'll be ripping out every now and again. I can't wait.
Awesome.
Hey, Jodie, I just wanted to ask a quick question.
Go for you.
And this is probably like Beck, who's on as well. She's got a teamie who has kind of just not replying to any of her text, and she's reached out, quite a few times and tried to call and whatnot. And so I was just kind of, I think we've done a lot, and she knows that she's there for her and whatnot. Do you have any other suggestions of, what you could just suggest, or do we just kind of leave her with it now? Like we've tried to be there and let her know that, we're there to support her, but she's just not replying or answering any calls or anything like that. So
yeah, I think that happens every now and again. I know there's quite a few that I've spoken to, and it's happened to me as well. People just haven't got back to me, and most of the time it is because they've been sick, or they've been on holidays, or there's been something going on in their family that they're just like, I'm not dealing with that right now. So we don't know, and it's easy to make up stories in our heads about what they mean and why they're not responding. But I think a good one, and I think I've said it before, is to just reach out with empathy and be worried. Even just say, hey, I'm really concerned. I haven't heard from you. I know this is even if it's not about the business, just say, I would love to know that you're okay. Just let me know what's going on with you. And if you're in the business, then I know that you wanted this, this, and this out of the business. Are those still things that you would love? Are those still things you want? Because I would love to help you achieve those things. And if she's already done that.
Yeah, she has. I've already suggested that, and then she's done that, and she hasn't I think she hadn't plugged into training or anything like that to start with, so she hadn't been close to the fire. So I think it's hard, in a way that I think she's not seen the full, she was excited at the start, and then I think she's kind of not seen the full picture and full vision.
I see that all the time. And you can't, like they say, you can't drag them, you can't force them. I know that but at the moment we've got some team who we're really kind of spending a bit of time with and helping to make sure they're on training and make sure they're, we've got their goals and we know exactly, we went and had a meeting, with them and made sure we knew what they actually wanted out of us and what they wanted us to do. And I think that's why it's really important at that very beginning when you do that first Zoom call to say, when you fall away and we notice that you're not on training and you're not on, you're not doing your posts, do you want us to follow up with you? Do you want us to reach out to you and make sure everything's okay? Setting those expectations. So that's right at the beginning when you do that, when they expect it. And it's probably too late for that now. And we've just started implementing that into our initial calls as well. But yeah, I think once you've done that, then they've given you the right to contact them and see if they're okay and find out what's happening. But, you can't drag them. And like you say, if they're not getting on training and they're not doing those high paying activities that we, ask them to do and it's not working for them, it's not working because they're not on training and they're not doing high paying activities.
There's only so much you can do. You can't do it. And remember, Jen, it is a numbers game too. If you do have someone that's not as keen as you, there's always going to be 10 more out there that are just as keen as you are. You just got to go out and find them. But just put, like what I would do in that situation, pop a little reminder in my electronic calendar, maybe for a week or two, and just a friendly, just a catch up. Hey, and if they're not getting back to you after, I'd say three of those catch ups, I'd just move on.
And making sure that there's no, they know that there's, it doesn't worry you either way. If they're going to do it, or not going to do it, it's not going to be an issue at all. We just would love to know that you're okay and that, even if you don't want to do this business, that's fine.
So important not to get attached to that outcome too, Jen. Just take it as a number. If you want to do it, good. Just it's so important. Just don't get attached to a yes or a no.
And it's easy to say that when you've got quite a few teamies. When you've only got one or two, it becomes a bit.
I remember Adam and Kira saying that in the beginning, and I was like, "Damn, okay, we're trying to get to SDVF, and we've got all these people, and it's all easy for you because you've got all this team." But
I remember saying that, didn't we?
Yeah, it's hard in the beginning, but if you want to make it work, you will make it work. You just got to want it enough. That's all.
Yeah. So you've probably shared all that already with her, Jen. But yeah, I think Beck's written here, I've done 4 catch-ups, no reply, 1 phone call, no call back, not attached, but don't want to keep at her. I think I'll leave her alone now. And it's funny, if that's in Messenger even, people are really funny with Messenger. I've found, they don't feel like they need to get back to you in Messenger. It's almost like it's not the same as a phone call or even a text message. It's more impersonal. People feel like they just have a look at it and go, I don't need to respond to that. It's just a messenger. I don't either, but I feel like a lot of people do.
I can see when people have read my message and I'm like, okay, I know you've seen my message. Why aren't you getting back to me? That's rude. But you can't get attached to that outcome, remember. You just go, oh, well, it's a numbers game. We'll just keep on keeping on. Yep.
Next. I would have loved it for you, but oh well. We can only do what we can.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jen.
Can't wait to see you and Dale
lovely.
up here.
Looking lovely, by the way. Nice little curls on the side.
How's the new bub?
Yeah, all right. Keeping me busy. Do I look like a wreck? No sleep.
Oh, that's lovely.
Anyway.
Cool.
I've got it on speaker view, so I don't know if it's jumping from speaker to. I don't like to spotlight it. It should be just doing. Can anyone else? Is it jumping from the right person to? Yeah, it's on us now, is it?
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Awesome. Are there any other questions? Does anyone else want to jump on and share anything that they've picked up? Don't want to waste everyone's time. There's always plenty to do at the end of month.
I'll add a little bit while everybody's thinking about their next question. Just to touch on what Bart touched on in reflection of Jen's question, it's up to us to always, and I need to constantly remind myself, and I get reminded by other people, to remain the best distributor on your team. So it's our job to keep looking for new prospects and to keep with our DMO. That daily method of operation, and as Brian said, keeping the funnel really simple. Like he said on training last night, you're creating curiosity, you're creating conversations, you're sending out the event, and you're following up. And you're just doing that over and over again. And when you're doing that as most of your Juice Plus time, if you've allocated 10 hours a week to Juice Plus or 20 hours a week to Juice Plus, more than half of your time should be the DMO and should be prospecting. And this has been a recent reminder for me. So no matter how many meetings or whatever you've got during the week, you need to at least double that amount of time for your actual business activity. And when you're in action and when you're bringing on new people and when you're showing everybody how it's done, then they will automatically either jump on board and be doing the do, or they won't. And that's not our choice. That's a choice that they get to do for them. And if we're using half of that DMO time chasing people up and wanting it for them, we're effectively disrespecting our time, and we're also effectively putting pressure on those team members that isn't fair, because they get to own their own why and their own reason why they do this business. So it's our job to be our team's best distributor, and we actually serve our team best by leading from the front in that way and doing the do. So that was just a little thought I wanted to add.
Love it, Belinda. Thank you. Looking lovely, by the way, like your headband. Rinse, wash, repeat. There's Jenna. That's right. You never stop doing what you did at the beginning. All right, well, if there's no other questions, then we might finish up. And who else? Can I ask, did you get a reply about the posters, Belinda?
No, not yet, Casey. Probably need to put something together and give it a go. There's only one way to find out.
What were you going to do, Casey? Remind me.
Sorry, Joan. We were looking at doing some posters or some flyers in local kindies and, places that we go. So we were looking for, a beautiful image and some good text to go with it, to see what somebody else might have done. Jenna, would you be able to hook us up with those people that you've seen done those, or what would be the easiest way? Do you want me to put another message maybe in freestyle? And
a couple of people on my team have done this. Debbie's on right now. I'm not sure if she can respond. She's at work maybe, but I know she's done flyers. Sarah also did flyers and distributed them at her kindy. They even let them put the flyers in the kids' pigeonholes.
Oh, great.
0 response.
Okay, that's interesting.
So maybe wording. I've looked into this for a few months actually, and searched flyers in all of the groups and read all of the comments and looked at images, and I really honestly think that it's trial and error, and what works for one person might not work for the next person. So I reckon you guys, if that's something you want to do, come up with something, distribute it. If you don't get a response, adjust it, try again, and keep doing that until you get a response.
Cool. Thanks, Jenna.
Cool.
Thanks, Jenna. That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, we might finish up there. I'll stop recording.